So I have locks and I've been growing my locks for so long. And there's some times where when I first started this lock journey, I wish I could just like quickly grow more locks and get the big, beautiful locks, but it took time, right? But unlike my hair, which I can't just cut and just make, I mean, you technically can, but I can't just make quickly like a million locks out of it over a couple of months. You can make a slew of plants out of some of the plants that you have in your house. So propagation is the term, and it is phenomenal. I have these beautiful sears that I have for doing some trimming and stuff, and we're going to talk about that today. To propagate your plants, you need a plant that is able to be propagated by cuttings, right? Stem cuttings, maybe even some can be done by leaf cuttings, right? We're going to be doing something I know can be done by stem cuttings, and you need some scissors and some type of growing media, whether it's water, I've used leca, water, and just stuck them in soil. For today, for these purposes, we're going to be doing a water propagation. So like, let me show you something. So I got these beautiful, sexy babies here. These are Philodendron Panda, allegedly. I can't find it on Google, but you see these sexy roots? Do you see this in the water I'm spilling? Do you see this? These roots have been growing for months. Now, when I get a plant rooted, I used to do like some of you do now, where as soon as I'd see the first little inkling of root, I would run and quickly try to pot it down and grow it, right? But in my old age as an old botanist, I'm Derek Haynes, the Chocolate Botanist, by the way. I have learned to let the roots grow this long. So this is like maybe 20 centimeters, a couple of inches, 4 or 5 inches, some of these, and some of their roots, like, I don't know if you can see it here. There's one in particular I'm trying to get on camera. It's like so, like right here, you see all these mini roots. And that means that the more roots, or relates to the more roots that we have, the more success we're gonna have with our growth, right? I want to have a lot of roots. So we're gonna show you how to do proper cuttings and how to pot them up, how to get them started and how to pot them up. This is gonna be a series. So today is just gonna be cuttings. Next time will be like potting or propagating them in water, and then what to expect, and then potting them up. Maybe we'll do the water part in this one. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what the editor decides. Ayo, it's me, I'm the editor. Go Derek. Now, I know some of you fear propagating of your plants because we get these plants and they're big and beautiful, and we just don't want to do that propagation. But again, for passing along or just making more plants for your home, it is a beautiful thing to do. Believe it or not, most of the plants you get where they fill them up, they beef them up by adding multiple individuals into this pot, a pot or whatever, and they say, hey, here you go, it's full, right? And you get that effect like you would in a forest. Like imagine if you saw a tree versus a forest of trees. It's the same thing. So when I am going to be making my cuts, I've already been cutting on this mother. So I'm going to be pulling roots and shoots that I haven't been cutting from just for today's purposes. But I want y'all to see what's going to happen here. When I'm considering what I'm cutting, I am going to be thinking about what I want this plant to look like in the end, right? So if I'm just doing things for me, I'm just going to cut and, you know, with reckless abandon. But I also want to consider what this baby is going to look like. So typically I'm looking for shoots like this one, or even over here that are like, hey, we grown, we bald, we out here. And this one is a nice size hanging over the edge. This is an upright plant that wants to do a trailing thing, a vining thing, which I do enjoy. But I'm like, if I could just grow more of these, I'll be happy and I can give them away and have my friends have them too, right? So this one, for example, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually just cut it right here. This junction, I think y'all can see. And I'm gonna take my scissors, my shears, and cut. Once I cut it, I just put it in some water. I have some that I've been propagating, and I'm just going to put them in here. I'll put them in as dense as I feel works. Sometimes I'll put a couple in at a time, like for purple queens, inch plants, wandering dude, or wandering John, as they call it in Philly. And we know what I'm talking about, right? And I'll put them in a couple deep because their roots will get like so intertwined. It's difficult for me. But with this one, I'm not gonna go and worry about it. I generally will cut them out because I'm trying to make a change to this plant. That's really why I'm doing this. If you're not trying to make a change, then cut as you feel comfortable. I'm just gonna make another cut right here. And with this one, let's turn it. I'm gonna cut, make sure y'all can see this right here, right? Actually, I'm gonna cut right here. And there it is. Now this wasn't painful for me. This little leaf is coming out, but it is okay. I just made 2 cuts and I'm glad about it. And I'm gonna put them in this water. I make sure my nodes are submerged in the water. My area roots are submerged in the water, which we can see kind of like here. Yeah, and basically that's it. I don't change the water anymore on most of these because I don't have issues that I used to have where the water would get all dirty and dingy and everything. But yeah, I just pretty much keep this water forever at this point. I don't know what's changed. I don't know if it's just me and the LEDs I use now, but if anything, I'll only dump the water out when I'm starting the new plants. I'll just pour it over top to recycle that water. So that's it, party people.